Is Canon about to announce a new lens, a new RF lens, the 100-300mm F2.8? It's an L series image stabilized USM. And are we getting that announcement next month, or is this just some sort of wild rumor circulating on the interweb? Details coming up, but first, please do me a favor. Follow me on Twitter, subscribe, share, choose all notifications, like, comment, and all that good stuff. It's greatly appreciated. It's greatly appreciated. It means an awful lot to me, and it really does help this channel grow. This isn't the first time that we've heard about a replacement to the Canon prime lens, the 300mm, the EF 300mm F2.8 L series version 2 image stabilized USM. Canon Rumors has talked about this in the past, referring to that, well, maybe, just maybe, we might be getting a zoom in place. And today, according to Digicami, it looks like Canon might be about to release a zoom version, a follow-up in the RF 100-300mm L series image stabilized USM. The Canon EF 300mm prime f2.8 version 2 image stabilized USM and L series lens sells for today, still out for sale at B&H, and you can probably find it at Adorama or your local camera shop for $6,099 US. The RF replacement, the zoom lens, the 100-300mm f2.8, well, it's going to cost a little bit more, and when I say a little bit more, I mean a lot more. It's going to cost $9,499. And there is an option for a lens hood, and that lens hood, it's $650. Kind of takes me back to when Apple released the Mac Pro, the Intel Mac Pro, I guess, what was it, back in 2019? And remember the price for the wheels that went on this computer? They were around $1,000 for wheels, for heaven's sakes. I mean, I would have just stuck it on bricks or something. Okay, I wouldn't have used bricks, but I wouldn't have spent $1,000 on a set of wheels. $1,000. Well, a lens hood, $650. And again, if you need the lens hood and it doesn't come with a kit, then you're going to obviously purchase it, because there's no sense buying a $9,500 lens and then suffering from low contrast because you've got other lighting sources coming in. You do need a lens hood whenever you shoot. And the lens cap, well, it's far more reasonable at a price of, are you ready for this? No, it's not shocking. It's only $25, so that's a pretty fair price for a lens cap. So how reliable is the source, and when can we expect to see this lens? Well, let's talk about reliability. There's been no validation in any way whatsoever. Digicami Rumors didn't really give us any sort of insights into the validation that went on here, other than saying it's coming from a known source from a bulletin board. Canon Rumors also put out coverage on this story, but didn't classify it as a CR1, CR0, CR2, or even a CR3. However, I did tap my network, and from a known source that has a pretty good reliable track record, this source has told me that this lens is real and that it's coming out in May. So a couple of weeks from now, maybe a month and a half from now, but we're in the middle of April, so we could have it sometime early to late May for $9,499, assuming my source is correct. Again, when it comes to rumors, guys, even if they're coming from reliable sources, quite often what happens is they're getting it from somebody else who's getting that information from somebody else, and it can go through so many different people. And just like broken telephone, things can change. But at this point, we're hearing enough chatter, enough noise that I'm pretty convinced that we're seeing this lens. We're going to see this lens announced in May. There's no mention of any camera bodies that may be announced alongside it. And no, there's no update on primes, such as a 24, 35, or 20mm primes, f1.2s. I don't know when those are coming out. I really do hope they're going to be coming out soon. I wouldn't be surprised if the 35mm and, well, all three of them come out together. Canon Rumors has kind of indicated that in the past. And I wouldn't be surprised if they come out with a Canon EOS R5 Mark II, but that really depends on when that camera is being announced. If Canon pulls off a late October, early November announcement like they did with the R6 last year, well, then I wouldn't be surprised if we see all three of those lenses being announced at that point. After all, we're already up to, well, the middle of April, and we haven't had that much in terms of lenses being released, and we've already had a couple of camera bodies from Canon. And the lenses that were released were kit lenses for RFS and RF at more of the entry-level to mid-level affordable lenses. So will you be buying one of these? Will you be pre-ordering the lens? Well, unless you're into a certain type of sports photography, such as, well, basketball or hockey, you probably won't be purchasing this lens. But if you are shooting, if you're covering basketball or hockey, then you know this lens is going to be one of the first things you're going to pre-order. You're going to hit that button, you're going to grab this lens right away, because the optics on it are going to be superb. To be able to get 100 to 300 millimeters instead of just getting that 300 millimeter prime, I think is going to do really, really well for sports photographers covering basketball and hockey games, whether it be at the professional level or for those people that have a little bit more money to cover their sons at hockey games. And if you think I'm crazy for even suggesting that, you don't live in Canada, because let me tell you, here, hockey is a religion. The amount of money that parents spend on their kids is absolutely insane. They will get up at 3 o'clock in the morning just to drive to another city, just to get to their local hockey game. And this goes on for month after month, starting sometime around September and not letting up until June. It is, to say it's a religion is kind of understating it. The absolute devotion that Canadian parents give to their children when it comes to hockey is just absolutely incredible. So I wouldn't be surprised if a few more well-to-do parents would be buying this lens to cover their sons, so they can send stuff to scouts, so they can put it on YouTube channels, they can tweet it out. Look at my son, look at how great he's, you know, all that sort of stuff. And if you want to stay up to date on all the latest camera news and rumors, all the big stuff from all the major camera brands, well, then do yourself and me a favor by subscribing, but make sure you choose all notifications. And by choosing all notifications, as soon as I publish a new video like this one here, well, you'll get notified. Just make sure you check your spam and junk mail folder, because sometimes these notifications from YouTube get trapped in there. And for all the minor news and rumors from all the major camera brands, whether it's lenses, whether it's accessories, whether it's camera bodies, or even editing equipment, for all those, well, stories that aren't quite big enough to have their own separate video, well, go ahead and follow me on Twitter at this address here, because I don't know how many tweets I'm putting out a day, but it's anywhere from 3 to 10 sometimes, especially this time of year when we're getting so much information. But thank you for sticking around all the way to the end of this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, then please do. Like I said, it really does help this channel grow. And as I start to get up to 40,000, 50,000, and even higher in terms of subs, well, it does nothing for revenue, while it does nothing for getting more views. What happens is companies start to pay more attention, and I start getting invited to more events. I start getting more offers to do reviews, and well, that's better for everybody. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have yourself a great day, and we'll see you again soon.